This is a community-supported legal education channel. Find out how you can support our mission at the links in the description below. So this is Judge Amy Totenberg. This is what she looks like. I feel like I've heard her speak before or something. She looks very familiar. And she was born in 1950, so she's 70 years old. And she has an order for you. She has a court order that you should read. She is from the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia, Atlanta Division, and she issues an order, much like many orders that are going around the court systems these days, to accommodate the emergency public health situation. This is an order and notice for all civil cases that are assigned to her. Based on the situation, because we can't say these words on YouTube, the court issues the following directives and guidance to all counsel handling cases on its docket. My chambers will continue to operate, work, and handle all civil and criminal matters. At least for the next 30 days, I will not conduct in-person hearings. So, real funny how I was ordered to an in-person hearing, not before Judge Totenberg, but before another judge, and the judge doesn't want to have anyone telephonically appear or whatever, and now I think everyone's changing their tune really quickly, and now everything's going to be remote, and everything's going to be telephonic. In civil cases, absent exceptional circumstances or a properly supported request for a time-sensitive injunctive relief requiring an evidentiary presentation. So she will still conduct in-person hearings if necessary. To the extent feasible, the court will handle all hearings required by phone or by video. Chambers staff will work predominantly from home. Currently, we anticipate that 1 or 2 staff members will be in the office for at least a part of most work days. The best way to communicate with the court regarding questions as to pending matters or requests for phone conferences is to email the court's deputy courtroom clerk, Harry Martin, at that email address. Mr. Martin will forward your email to the law clerks or to me as needed, and he has an office phone number. The time for discovery in all cases in which discovery has already commenced and is in process, or alternatively will actually commence prior to April 16th, shall be extended by 30 days, and there's a footnote. However, to the extent that the court has already granted an extension in a small number of individual cases, the extension already granted will control the length of discovery extension time. So if a lawyer's confused by that, I guess you're going to be emailing Harry Martin. Counsel will not be required to meet in person in conjunction with planning and discovery conferences required pursuant to Rule 26F, which is your notice of disclosures and initial disclosures, an initial discovery conference, and sometimes an initial court conference. There's also Rule 16 that they kind of overlap. Counsel shall instead conduct Rule 26F conferences by phone or video conference until further order of the court. This is great. Like this is the world I've been waiting for as far as the court system is concerned. Why we've had to do all this stuff in person, which makes things very expensive. If when I was in Luxembourg, the court ordered an in-person conference in February, and I would have had to fly back from Luxembourg just to go to a court conference. Now, I ended up getting stuck here because we can't fly back now, and Kaylee can't fly here, and it sucks and all that. But at least this part is progressing. Like, why we couldn't have done this before, I don't know. This was just perfectly awesome stuff to me. The court will continue to handle discovery disputes, motions, and other matters via phone conference. Counsel are directed to continue to abide by the standing order of this court in connection with its informal, condensed requirements for handling discovery disputes. By the way, courts hate discovery disputes, but when they do happen, and you need to get the court involved, the court has to be available. But parties are supposed to be able to work out their discovery disputes themselves. It's usually pretty clear whether something is relevant or not, and that's the standard for most evidence, is really whether it's relevant, which means whether it makes a party's claim or defense more likely to be true or less likely to be true, or more likely to be true and more likely to be false. So I like to say it the first way: more likely to be true or less likely to be true than it's relevant evidence. And if it's relevant, then it comes in discovery. So why there has to be major disputes over what can come in and what can't, I don't know. Sometimes I think lawyers and parties just get big-headed. If courtesy copies of filings are delivered to chambers and no staff member is present, please either leave the documents next to the front door of chambers or arrange for delivery to be made to the office of James Hatton, clerk of the Northern District of Georgia. That's the clerk's office. The intake filing counter of the clerk's office will not be accepting packages. So you have to figure out how to get your courtesy copies delivered. That's interesting. The court will be in communication with counsel regarding any civil in-person at-court hearings already on the schedule for a date falling within the next 30 days. The court grants an automatic 15-day extension for submission of proposed pretrial orders in cases where discovery has been closed. So that's after discovery and before trial. And then I really like this last one. Be kind to one another in this most stressful of times. Remember to maintain your perspective about legal disputes, given the larger life challenges now besetting our communities and world. Good luck to one and all. So ordered. This 17th day of March 2020, Amy Totenberg has ordered you to be kind to one another in these stressful times. And I think that's really cool. I think that's really neat to see a judge not only be accommodating. It's normal to see judges be accommodating. It's also somewhat normal for them to see them not. But in this case, she's being accommodating, very, very accommodating, and then ordering you to be kind to one another in these most stressful times. I really appreciate Judge Totenberg's sentiments here. Remember to maintain your perspective about legal disputes, given the larger life challenges now besetting our communities and world. Good luck to one and all. I think that's really cool. What do you think of that? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, so yes, let's bookend this as we do. Of course, it's not an enforceable part of an order, especially not for anyone outside of her jurisdiction. It's obviously not like a blanket order for the whole country to be kind to one another. But it's really cool to see a judge, address the elephant in the room, basically. And I don't really expect it to be too much of an enforceable part of an order. This paragraph 9 here. What is someone going to make a motion for contempt because someone wasn't kind during a most stressful time? I don't think so. It's more so just what we would call dicta. It's the judge just adding to the conversation, and a judge adding to the conversation, that addition should have some kind of weight, because that is a life-appointed United States District Judge. It is not something that she has the jurisdiction to go and tell everybody to be kind to one another and then somehow enforce it, let alone how would you enforce that? That's not really it's not really the jurisdiction. It's not really the purview of a court to enforce kindness and perspective. But it's certainly a good idea to suggest it, though. That's what I think she's doing. I think she knows that she doesn't have the power to enforce kindness and perspective, but she certainly has the power to say the words and expect you to be kind and respectful during these times. And she might even be a little bit harsher to parties who are not being kind and respectful in these most challenging times. But that doesn't mean much more than she's just trying to spread the word that we need to be kind to each other and keep things in perspective. And I think that's great. I'm 100% on board with that. So thank you for joining me. That is our show. Let us know what you think of that story in the comments below. I am Leonard French, your favorite copyright attorney, and this is Lawful Masses, your favorite legal news and education channel. As we grow and expand our operations and get ready to take this thing to the next level, I want to thank the people who are making this possible with their financial support on patreon.com/ljfrench and sponsors.com/law. Thank you in the month of March to the $50 plus supporters: Wes Delj, Aspernari, Video Remonetized, John Steele, Gavin Barnard, Eevi, Kyle Mudrak, Michael Pearce, Spirit Bear, Jan Negrey, Daniel Perez, Blackleaf, Joe Tyson, Benjamin Hitov, Stephen, Ottah, Cute Grills in Your Area, Longreach Jones, Zachary Chaney, Mullen PC, and Anders Thorenfeldt. And thank you to the $5 plus supporters who are scrolling on the screen in front of me and on the LED panel behind me. I love you all. I'll see you in the videos that drop. Stay safe, wash your hands, keep your social distance, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you all. Bye.
Did you just collect the ball that I walked all the way up here for?
Yeah.